Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we are kind of taking off with the last video left off. Seen the end of the last video. We had some footage of the seed potatoes being dug out of this field. Well, it's a few days later. The field is completely finished, and we are over with the plough on, just ploughing the field, trying to get it all turned over so we can start drilling tomorrow. Lovely day today, great drying, good day yesterday, but Tuesday was the problem day. That was the day after we had the footage of the potatoes being dug. It was all finished down to about 4 acres. The rain started then Tuesday. It was torrential. It wasn't to last as long as it did. It kept going for about, I don't know, it started around 5 in the morning and it was still going around 1:30, 2 o'clock that afternoon. So it just kind of stalled over us, which can happen sometimes, because we've a mountain range not too far away from us here. Both the Cooley Mountains and Mourne Mountains are just kind of behind us, literally, and sometimes it can cause a little bit of a stall in the weather fronts moving across. Well, that kind of happened, and we ended up with just a massive amount of rain. And if you went 10 kilometers to the south, sunshine. They had a bit of rain early on, but it had dried up by 10 o'clock. So we paid the price for being near the mountains. It did clear up on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday there was a bit of drying needed, but the potatoes were finished, and yeah, we were able to get going now, ploughing today, Thursday. So yeah, it's ploughing up pretty dry, but the problem is, even though the ground is dry and it can take a certain amount of rain, when that much rain falls all in the one few hours, then you know it's going to lay in the fields and places. So there's a few places in this field that it is lying, just anywhere really that there's a hollow or where the ground is all falling into one spot. It just seems to have laid there. There's one area in this field is probably worse than the rest. The rest is more or less just a few spots. Trying to see if I can see any. A lot of them turned over now, and anywhere that I've ploughed the smaller areas, the smaller spots, as soon as they were ploughed, the water kind of just got away. So they're not too bad. I'm coming up to one now actually, and I'll show it to you. The sun is kind of just coming straight in and hitting me in the face here. So I hope it's not affecting the camera too much. Yeah, so look at it, like here, a few tracks. And it just lay there in that area. That's not a problem, that'll turn over. But if you look over here, I run the plough through it a few times earlier on when I went in the field first. It seems to have cleared up alright as well. And there was another area down here pretty similar, but the worst spot is down the far side, and I'll show you it when we get down there. Alright, so we're down at the other end of the field, just where this area is. So you can see, there it is there. Water is laying there, but you can kind of see there's falling ground right round here. It all falls back to this point, but I've never seen that much water. It was literally a lake of water when I come to it this morning, so I was surprised to see as much water. Now I run the plough through it first thing this morning, so now I'm probably going around the field just doing certain wee bits of areas, and the water has soaked away quite a bit, but it's not going to all soak away enough for sowing, so there's going to be a little bit of a circle there. I'm just going to have to leave out and not sow. I'll have to sow around it, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. Overall, the rest, considering how much rain fell Tuesday, the rest is in pretty good condition, and it'll all plough up well. So the other thing I'm doing is, hold on, I'm just coming to the headland here, I'll get turned around. The other thing that we're doing is, as we're ploughing, we are cross ploughing where the drills the drills will. So the idea for that is one to open it up this direction once again, and two, anywhere that there was a de-stoning done, which was everywhere, there's rows of stones, and by ploughing this direction over it, you're kind of pulling the stones either way. So that's really the main reason for it. But yeah, no, look, it's ploughing up well. It's a bit slippy and a bit sticky on top, but for drilling it will be 100%, and it's drying out very nicely. We should be near enough ploughed. I'd like to think the most of this will be ploughed today. It's 32 acres total in it. So without the headlands ploughed, probably still going to have to plough 27 acres, maybe 26 acres, 27 acres. So yeah, I'd like to think the most of this will be ploughed by tonight, and it should free us up then for a big sow off tomorrow. But yeah, we're progressing on nicely. Alright, so we are on the way over the field now to start drilling. We ploughed on last night until around 9:30, and we got all ploughed down to around somewhere between 2 and 3 acres. So we haven't that much left to do on the plough in front. So happy enough with that. So we're going to get drilled. It's been a great morning, bit of frost last night, but a lovely sunny day. So there's going to be lots of drying, and it should be nice conditions for drilling. So when we get set up and get going, we'll have an update on just how things is going. So yeah, straight to the field. It's a number of hours later, and we are making some great progress across this field. The section that I didn't get ploughed last night, which is all over here, is now ploughed. It was only literally from, was it from here? I'm just trying to see where it was. It's actually dried out that well now. It's very hard to just see exactly where I stopped last night. It could have been here, it could have been somewhere along here, but yeah, it's only literally from there over to the ditch, so it wasn't very far. So yeah, that's all ploughed. I've been drilling away all the time. Dad has been around lifting some stones, ploughing that. He's going to collect a bag of seed. What else? Oh, and he's then finishing off a small corner of short ground right down the bottom of the field, so it can be sown as well. So we're on course to get this, the main bulk of it all sown this evening, which is what we're aiming for, and then we can do the headlands, plough the headlands, and drill the headlands tomorrow. So that's the plan. We're going to get the main bulk of it done this evening. There is a risk of a little bit of rain in the morning, I think around 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock for a few hours. So if that happens, it's not going to be very much. It's only like a mil or a mil and a half of rain or something like that. So if that happens, we can just leave it until it stops, and run over in the afternoon and do the headlands. A couple of hours to do the headlands. So yeah, just making good progress. Great day. The sun is literally just kind of put in behind some clouds behind us. It's even actually starting to peep back out again. So it's just conditions very, very good, considering, as I said, the rain that we had on Tuesday. The wet spot down the bottom, it did soak away, I'd say, most of the water. There's only a few bits of water now in a couple of the just in a couple of tracks in it, but it's not going to be dry enough to sow. So look, it's not very much. There's not a, I don't know, fifth of an acre in it maybe. So I'm literally just going to sow around it. So I've sown up to it at the minute, and I'll do a couple of rounds around it, and that'll be it. Just it'll have to sit and dry out. Now that it's ploughed, it should soak away and seep away. But yeah, that's really it. Making good progress. So yeah, we'll keep going and we'll try and get this main body of ground finished this evening. So a small drill issue this year, which we've never really had before. It's been pretty flawless as we got it. Now, as drill issue goes, it's not the biggest one, but it's an annoying one. The ground wheel on the drill drives along on when you drop the drill down, it sits on the ground, rolls as you roll forward, and it turns everything in the drill. But there's also a little sensor on the side of it that the control box here, you can see it, it's got 0, 0. That should be reading your ground speed. So I think it's in kilometers it reads. Maybe it's miles, I'm not sure. You never really use it. But when the wheel moves, the sensor picks up the speed, and you have a speed then recognised here on the actual drill box. And grand, that has always worked, but it stopped working after about 25 acres this year. So it was working fine initially and then stopped working, which I didn't have much remarks of initially. I seen it was just reading 0, but I was like, sure, well, it doesn't really matter. But it actually does matter, because what happened was, when it stopped working, as I was drilling away and the seed was going down, there's 2 sensors in the seed box either side, that when they get low, you end up with a loud beeping noise then every time you let the drill down and start moving. That warning beep to tell you that, watch out, you're almost out of seed, that stopped working. It needs to be registering that the wheel is moving and that the drill is working to give you that beep, but it wasn't doing that. So I ended up on the first field, driving around, sowing away, and I knew that it was due to beep. I was waiting for it, so I was like, well, maybe I just haven't used enough seed. So another couple of rounds, and there was no sound of any beep, and I'm looking at what I'd sown. Maybe I'd be alright for another round. I tried another round. I was like, alright, okay, there's something wrong here. This should have beeped. Got out, open the lid, seed box empty, you see. Now, it wouldn't have been empty for very long. I filled it and redone the couple of rounds, the last rounds I've done. It's not up yet, so I'll have to just see. So if there is any misses in it, but I don't think there is. I think it should be all right. So that was that. Then it started working again. So that was great. Oh, we have it all back working, and we're sewn away, and we've got our beeps, and then it stopped again. And I never noticed it stopped. So I got into the same situation again in a different field whilst trying to get it finished. So the bottom line is, and I had to re-sow a few bits of it as well because of it happening. The bottom line is I'm getting in and out every, I don't know, look, you can sow like 4 or 5 acres or 4 acres, or what looks like 4 acres. You get out and check and see how much seed is in it. Not enough used. So another 3 or 4 rounds, around it. Get out and check it. Still not enough used to get a whole bag of seed in. So I'm getting in and out like a bloody yo-yo. But it hasn't run out of seed now in a while, which is a good thing. But we need to get it sorted. The seed box itself, look at it, it's a good, I like the seed box. I know it's not the all bells and whistles fancy air seeder, which would be a much nicer job, but it's a cheaper alternative, and it works very well, and it's very accurate, and doesn't give any trouble or so. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a good drill. I like it. So we probably have it 5 years, or I'd say must be 5 or 6 years, and we'll probably hold on for another few years and use away at it for another while. Maybe sometime we might change it and get one of the air seeders, but when you have something that's working well, why change it? Maybe you'd buy something that'll give a lot of trouble, you know, unless you can get something fresh, and anything like that is going to be very expensive. You know, and it wouldn't really justify buying it for. We're sowing, I think we've been 100, this year we've more than even last year. I think we've about 130 odd acres, 140 acres this year by the time the wheat is all in. So yeah, I wouldn't justify it, I suppose, for that kind of acreage. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe in the future. So that was the seed, the seed and the drill drama that we had this year. We just found a stone. So it is next day, and we are back over here drilling the headlands, and we have got a pretty good day for the job. Now, we had got a little bit of rain this morning. Done a few showers this morning, nothing really worth talking about, enough to kind of wet tarmac or concrete, but nothing that would make any difference to this job. So yeah, sun came out then, there's a great breeze, so we're no panic really to sow it. This is all that we have to do for the minute, so we knew a couple of hours when we'd come over we'd finish it off, and it was looking like a much better day for the evening, if you like, a much better afternoon than it was the morning. So yeah, we just said we'd leave it until now to come over to get it done, and that's what we're doing. So this top headland all sewn, finished off, and we're going to head down this way here now and do it. Dad is down the bottom just finishing off the ploughing on that end of it. So yeah, all going well, we should be finished here in about, I'd like to think, about an hour or so. So yeah. Alright, so we are just finished, and time-wise it took a bit longer than I expected. I thought we'd be out of here in a couple of hours. It took a bit longer than that because I was standing around waiting for Dad to plough a section of it before I could start drilling. That took about probably an hour or so. Then I got drilling at it. I did get drilling then, and I was waiting again for a few minutes just to finish another section of it. Then that was done, and then he was finished and gone, and I was walking away at it, and I had loads of seed left over, so I ended up then going around tidying up a few other bits and pieces here and there. That when I had plenty of seed, I just said I'd do that. There was two ridges in the middle of the field where sometimes when you're sowing with GPS, and if you're sowing a section and you go way over to the other side of the field to sow away, I couldn't finish where I was because I was waiting for ploughing to be done. Went over to a different section and ploughed or sowed away that and got it done. And when I come back then to do the first part where I had been walking, when you go down the field, sometimes it can leave a little ridge. The satellites move slightly, and your tractor's out of line then where you will. It's never that much. It might be only 4 inches, 5 inches, but you'll have that stripped down the field then. So I seen two of them when I was doing the headlands. That would have been last night in the dark that happened, and I seen two of them when I was doing the headlands. So I said, oh, okay, maybe I'll take them out of it, and that's what I did. I just took them out of it. I done the next couple of rounds around the field, just a few places where it was a wee bit uneven. I gave it a couple of runs, extra runs, you know, stuff like that. So it took a bit longer than I thought. I'm here about 4.5 hours, I suppose, altogether. But it's a really nice job. It is a really, really nice job. So yeah, so that's that. This field now finished. A few stones around it, not many. We got most of them lifted as we were going along yesterday, but there is a few pulled up now around the headlands that we will lift at some point over the winter. So if we get a bit of a dry spell, we can stick the stone fork on the back of the 28 or 3650 or something like that, and just drive down the field and when you can see the tram lines, and you know, throw the few stones that's there into the stone fork, and we can take them home and get rid of them. But other than that, this field done for now. There is another 12 acres that is in maize that we're not sure. It depends on the weather. When the maize will be ready for cutting in about probably about week and a half maybe. Probably about a week and a half. So they're talking of the weather coming good towards the end of October, And if that happens, we probably will put it in wheat. If it doesn't, then it'll probably just sit over, and we'll either put a spring crop in it next year or put it back in maize, which would most likely go back in maize if it sits over the winter. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are. So we might be finished the wheat with that field of wheat. We might not. We would like to get it sown in wheat, this other field, but we'll see. It depends on the weather. So that's that.